Hello, I am Dr. Justin Steele Davis at the University of Derby Online Engineering, and I'm the academic lead for engineering. So I'm going to talk to you today about MSc Professional Engineering. So this is just a quick overview of what I'm going to cover, which is the program, the engineering team, what to expect and beyond, what you're going to do in your first term of study and how the study pattern works, some hints and tips about how to study on the program and how to interact with tutors and other students, and some information about reading lists and library resources. So MSc Professional Engineering is part of the Gateways initiative, which is sponsored by the Engineering Council. It's designed to work towards chartership status for experienced time-served engineers. So it's a work-based program for people who have been in engineering for a while. They may not necessarily have a first degree, but have significant experience in the field, and this allows you to demonstrate that you meet the master's level learning outcomes required for chartered engineer status. There are negotiated modules in there, and they are very flexible in the way that they're delivered and allow you to use projects that relate to your workplace within the program of study. I'm very going to quickly jump to the Engineering Council website and the Gateways Project website. You should look at these places in more detail. So if I bring that up now, so this is the Gateways website, Engineering Gateways. As you can see, the URL is there. This place gives you a lot more information about what the Gateways initiative is all about. There are toolkits for the universities, and there are also toolkits here for students, which will help you understand more about what the framework is all about. If I go over here, this is the Engineering Council's website as it currently stands, and what you'll see here is this is a list of professional engineering institutions. So before you join the program, you'll need to be identifying which professional engineering institution that you're going to be linking up with as part of your chartered engineer status pathway. So moving forwards, I've already introduced myself. I'm responsible for all the engineering programs at the University of Derby Online, and any program related queries, you will come and talk to me, and we can see what needs to be done. We have online learning advisors. These are sort of pastoral support. In this case, it's Marsha Carty, and they provide guidance on non-academic issues, such as enrolment and fees and other things, student support plans, that sort of thing that might need to be in there to support you. And then there's the module delivery team. So these are the people who are going to be tutoring you on a module. They're both office-based within the University of Derby, and there are some that work at other institutions around the UK and also around the world. They're all experienced in engineering, and most of them work full-time in higher education as well. So what to expect in the first term and beyond. When you first start, you're going to start with 2 modules, but those modules will add up to 20 credits worth of study. So 20 credits worth of study is 200 hours of work over 10 weeks. So that's 20 hours a week of work on top of everything else and all your other commitments that you already have. So in your case, you'll be on an engineering in an engineering role within a company, and that may well be full-time, and then on top of that you'll be expected to put in 20 hours worth of study in order to complete the modules that run through the program. There are 3 trimesters a year, which are 10 weeks of teaching and then 7 weeks of administration, and that cycle then carries throughout the year. The image here is to represent that it's particularly challenging, and you need to have a lot of motivation to keep going on the program, because you may not necessarily be used to academic study if you've been in the workplace for a while. So this is an overview of the sort of study pattern and delivery pattern that we have for the modules. And what you can see here is that research methods and the PDA and learning contract module are the first set that you would do if you started in the first trimester. So that's a September start. And then you would do advanced negotiated technical module, and then the CPD module. And then in the second year, you would do the other negotiated modules, which is the ethical, environmental, commercial, and problem solving. Now, you can actually start in trimester 2 or trimester 3. In all cases, you would start with research methods and the PDA module, and then you would have to take the modules depending on when they're delivered. This module is delivered both in this slot and this slot, so you would need to arrange to do, to work through these modules and get to the end. In a small number of cases, you may have one module remaining, say in T3, but have completed your studies in T1, in which case you would start your independent studies, which goes over 3 trimesters, early, and then study the final module alongside that module in your independent studies period. So throughout your study, the first thing you need to do is get familiar with the student portal. That's the area that you log into. There's all the essential information for the program, as well as the regulations for the university and the other support and structures there to help you with your studies. It takes time to look around and keep using it, particularly the university's email account that you get as part of the course, because that's the mode of communication that we expect from you. So complete the student orientation program. There is a program linked to from the student portal area, and this will give you an idea about the practical elements of studying, how to use the software, and what software you can download to support you in your studies. Also makes you aware of the sort of necessary skills that you need to cover. There are icebreaker activities in every single module, and this is the majority of your work will probably be conducted within the module area. Make sure you introduce yourself, and actually we're looking to enhance how those icebreakers work in future. The other important thing is to go to the library site and have a look at the LibGuides. So in the LibGuides you will find that there is a LibGuide for each of the discipline areas, so you need to identify which LibGuide is for your discipline area and explore that, because that's going to give you access to library resources to support your studies going through the program. So you're going to have your timetable. I suggest you put it on the wall and plan in when you're going to be doing your work. Again, use your Unimail account. This is actually hosted on Office 365 at present. You should be able to link this to your phone. You can link this to a desktop mail client, and you can also use the calendar in that in order to schedule what you're going to do for your studies. There are resources available explicitly within the module. The tutors may well identify areas of interest to you throughout the module, but you should also be subscribing to industry newsletters related to your area and your Professional Engineering Institute to find out more information that's relevant for your studies and implement it within your projects. Any questions, make sure you ask the tutor or ask the OLA in the first instance. That's Marsha. If you're having difficulties or you need any help, then again, just ask. There is a dedicated IT support team that will also provide you with help on IT. Right, and we are here to hopefully help you succeed in your studies and learn something from it as well, obviously. So interacting with other students and tutors on the portal, in general, we want most of the interaction to happen through the discussion forum. There'll be learning activities within each module which will be directing you to the discussion forum in order to carry them out. You'll be expected to share your experiences and thoughts and the research findings that you found, and in so doing, that will both help you in understanding how to articulate your understanding of the topics, but also help others with discussion points that will help reinforce their understanding. And so that collaborative working will improve your understanding of the module that you're covering. There are cafe forum threads where you can ask questions with sort of frequently asked questions. The aim is to receive responses within 2 working days, so we generally give the outline of 48 hours return time for the tutors on a module. Obviously those tutors will be ideally telling you what their work pattern is on the module, so that you know when they're most likely to be directly engaged with the forums and threads. But there will also be some live sessions, which we come on to in a minute. Your emails, yes, you can contact the tutor or the OLA via email, but if it's something that's generic about the course or generic about the module, we'd rather you use the forums, because we want those things to be covered and responded to as part of the forum activities, because that will help other people's understanding, because other people may have the same question. So the live sessions will be delivered between 1 and 3 times per module usually. These are sessions where we try and schedule them based on the time zone that the students are in, and there will be often around assessment support, because that's often where students have questions. So the idea may be that they'll either be on a specific topic already identified, or there'll be more of a free session where we say, okay, we think we're going to talk about this, but you are able to come in and just ask direct questions. And each of those sessions will be recorded and be available. Phone calls and Skype are available if there's any additional support that you need beyond what's available in those live sessions that are recorded for everyone. So make sure you have access to the reading list within each of the module. There'll be a digital reading list for every single module, with almost entirely electronic text for access by you and other students on the module. We have some core texts, and we also have a variety of textbooks for each module. So the core texts cover the underpinning principles, and some of the variety of textbooks are to do with the sort of fast-changing environment in engineering application. Another important thing that you'll need to do is do your own research. So it's not just using the resources that are available in the core text, but also making sure that you use the LibGuides, which I mentioned earlier, to go and do your own research, and also use your professional body's research library in order to get more relevant information specifically for your projects. Okay, so there'll be time for questions on the course, both for the tutor and from myself, but otherwise I hope that's given you a brief explanation as to what the MSc Professional Engineering is all